Welcome to episode 51, Cultivating the Chic in Every Day with Jennifer L. Scott. Jennifer L. Scott is the New York Times best-selling author of the Lessons from Madame Chic book series. She's also written Mademoiselle Chic and Connoisseur Kids. Jennifer is the creator of the blog and the YouTube channel The Daily Connoisseur, where she explores the fine art of living. She and her husband Ben have 4 children, and they divide their time between Southern California and the English countryside. In my conversation with Jennifer, you'll discover Jennifer's inspiration for her book series, the benefits of having a capsule wardrobe, how to elevate the everyday, why it's important to indulge yourself, and easy ways to live well even when you're busy. But first, are you ready to take your style to new heights? Join me for this powerful workshop to help you set your intention for your style and get clear on how you want to show up in 2022. Ditch the frump, say goodbye to the rut, and let's help you dress like you mean it. Join me in person at Style Finder Boutique on January 1st or virtually on January 2nd. And together we will craft your ideal style and create an easy strategy that makes getting dressed fun again. Plus, you'll save time, money, and frustration by planning out your look for the year and knowing exactly what you'll wear and how you'll wear it. In this workshop, you'll gain clarity on what image you want to present this year. You'll craft a strategy that supports you all year long. You'll awaken your desire to look and feel beautiful. You'll step into your best self. You'll discover how to take your style from good to great, and you'll uncover how easy looking chic can be, and so much more. Join me and other women in the Style Finder community to cultivate your ideal image and begin your journey to rediscovering your style. Click the link in the show notes, and if you sign up before December 25th, you get a free bonus workshop, Wear Color with Confidence. This workshop alone is a $497 value. So click the link, sign up in person or virtually, and I will look forward to helping you jumpstart your style. Welcome to Style by Mademoiselle, a podcast designed to empower you through personal style. I'm your host, Mademoiselle Nidifer, a master style coach, founder of Style Finder Boutique, and creator of the Style Finder ID system. I'm here to help you know what to wear, how to wear it, and how to get dressed in 7 minutes or less. Let's go. All right. So Jennifer, hello and welcome. I am so thrilled to chat with you today.
I know. It's so nice to see you again. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, it's been a while since we've talked.
Yeah, several years.
Yes. And I remember our first interview way back when.
Yes.
It was just so enlightening to hear your take on style. And so anyway, we've got lots of great things to chat about. But first, take us back to where your story with Madame Chic and the Daily Connoisseur, to where it all began.
Sure. Well, the Madame Chic story began when I was in college. And when I was a junior at USC, I studied abroad in Paris. And I stayed with a French family. And so I learned so much from staying with this family. They were a very formal family, very traditional. I don't even know if this type of family exists today in Paris, but 20 years ago when I stayed with them, it was just an anomaly for me. So my experience in Paris really changed my life, especially with regard to my style. Mm-hmm. And then, about a decade later, I explored it by writing a book about it because the story stayed with me and it influenced my life so much. I thought I need to share this with other women. So, so I have a blog, the Daily Connoisseur, on my YouTube channel where I continually explore the concepts from the books.
Yes. Now, one of the concepts I think I've heard you talk so much about and that we've chatted about before is the 10-item wardrobe.
Yes.
Tell us more about that and tell me just, how you put that into play in your own wardrobe.
Mm-hmm. Well, the 10-item wardrobe, it's an interesting concept. I did a TEDx talk on it because I thought when they invited me to do the talk, I thought out of all the things I write about, what's the thing that could probably help people the most or would spark an interest the most? And of course, it was the 10-item wardrobe, which I inadvertently discovered when I lived in Paris, because like many American women, I had a closet completely full of clothes. Just there was no rhyme or reason to the shopping or the style or the keeping or the getting rid of there was no thought behind anything. I just liked clothes and I wanted to look good like most women do. So when I went to Paris, I had 2 suitcases, giant ones full of clothes. And then I get to my room and there's just this tiny little wardrobe. It's not a closet like we're used to, like a built-in closet. It was a piece of furniture and it had 10 hangers in it. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do for the next few months with my clothes? So I lived out of my suitcase for a lot of that time. But what I noticed when I was there, that the women that I was in contact with, not only Madame Chic, but Madame Bohemienne, another French mother I observed, and my teachers, the French women I saw on a regular basis, they weren't clothes horses. They weren't constantly, I saw them in the same things all the time, basically. They were repeating their outfits. And I didn't know the term capsule wardrobe back then. I didn't even know it when I got back to the States. But in my head, I thought, I have too many clothes. It's creating a problem here. And actually, the less outfits you have, the more freedom you have when getting dressed. It's a strange paradox, but it's absolutely true.
Yes.
So,
Yes, as a style coach, I've certainly found that, I get into clients' closets and have for years, and I walk in and they're just overflowing.
yes.
And they don't know what's what. But the crazy thing is, it seems like, so many women have this many closet filled with clothes, but they're only wearing. So they're probably really working with capsule wardrobe, but they just don't realize it.
Yes. Most women do. They do wear the same things over and over. Now, what I find tragically is that a lot of women they want to express their style. They want to dress beautifully, but because of circumstances or their friend circle or where they are in life, they tend to wear exercise clothes every day because it's just easier. It's more comfortable. And they do have nice clothes, but they just don't wear them for whatever reason. And I encounter a lot of that on my channel. And I really encourage women, life is short. If you want to express a certain style and express yourself with your style, do it now. Don't wait.
Yes.
Don't wait till your children are older. Do it now. What's the worst thing that can happen? I always say you might stain your blouse. Well, at least you used it,
At least you wore it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. We actually have a clothing boutique, and so many women come in the boutique and they're like, oh, I want to get out of my yoga pants, but I just don't know. I think there's this misconception that if they're not wearing their exercise clothing, they're going to be uncomfortable.
I know, which is honestly, it proves that it's a mental shift, because I personally would be uncomfortable if I was in my exercise clothes in an appropriate setting. If I was anywhere other than the gym or exercising, I would be uncomfortable. I wouldn't be comfortable going to the school and having a teacher conference. And, but a lot of people are comfortable and they're uncomfortable getting dressed up. It is honestly, it's a decision that you make mentally.
Absolutely. And it's been so interesting with owning the boutique. So many of the clothes that we carry in there, I tell my clients, like, these pants are just as comfortable as yoga pants, and they look far more put together, but you're not going to feel the difference. It is just a mental shift.
I was going to say, I have a pair of silk trousers. I always have a pair of like silky type trousers in my wardrobe, and they are so comfortable. They feel like pajama pants, but they're so chic, and they're like little joggers. And I imagine they're so much more comfortable even than yoga pants are. I don't know. I don't wear yoga pants.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I can't remember the brand of the clothing, but the woman that was speaking was talking about how she woke up in the morning and had on these really fabulous sleepwear, loungewear, pajama type things. And she basically threw on a cardigan sunglasses, lipstick, and shoes and left the house. And she was like, I feel so put together and so elegant. They weren't pajamas. They were,
right.
Loungewear that looked a little bit more appropriate. But she said her husband was mortified. So
a lot of loungewear is very pretty now. So I could see that maybe
some
happening.
of you can't even tell the difference.
I know. Yes.
So what would you say if someone loves this idea of getting started with a capsule wardrobe? What would be some of your go-to pieces that you would recommend for this time of year?
It really depends on where you live and your lifestyle. And there is no blanket answer for anybody, but I live in California in a very mild climate. So the winter here is not that big of an issue. I could still wear even some of my things from spring, summer, if it's like the right color, as opposed to someone who maybe lives in England and it's colder and rainy and everything. So you have to look at where you live, your circumstances in life. Are you a young mother or a mother with young children? Or are you a working professional? I mean, it really varies for each woman. You just have to sit down, take the time to sit down and think about your own life and what you want from it. And a lot of people think, oh, well, I have to dress like Jennifer. No, you don't have to dress like me at all. In fact, I don't want everybody to dress the same. Just what I encourage women is, what is your style? What do you love? Are you like the bohemian, free-spirited type? Embrace that. Or are you more classic and tailored, like a Jackie O type? Then embrace that. I mean, it is honestly just about what you are, what you love in life, So based on that, then you can build your core items. The 10 core items is what I call them. And then you bring in extras, things like sweaters, cardigans, accessories, that kind of pull everything together. But every woman should have a beautiful blouse. I think. I love your blouse. I don't know if that's a blouse or a dress.
Oh,
it's a leopard. It's so pretty.
Thank you.
Beautiful blouse. If you wear pants, I know a lot of women who just gave up wearing pants. They don't like wearing pants. But if you wear pants, a nice pair of jeans, a classic pair of jeans, a nice pant, like my silk pant. I love it. A dress. Every woman needs at least one dress. Come on, ladies, let's wear the dresses again. You don't have to feel uncomfortable. It's strange that we flipped where women used to only wear dresses. And now it's like they want to, but they feel uncomfortable. I received a comment on my YouTube channel the other day from a man. And he said, I rarely get comments from men, but he said, he mentioned something about me being extremely old fashioned. It wasn't an insult. He left a nice comment, but he said, I don't know what to make of you. You're so old fashioned. You wear a dress while you clean the kitchen. And I'm like, why is that an old fashioned all of a sudden? Okay.
And
now it's weird if a woman wears a dress,
Yes. Well, I tell clients like dresses are my secret weapon because you know this, they're so easy.
Yes. You don't have to match them with anything. I mean, it's a one piece basically.
Exactly. And these days, the trend is actually to wear sneakers with your dress. So, hey, how can you get much more comfortable than that?
Right. White sneakers. I love that. It's like wearing a nightgown.
Yes. Yes. I'm like, and it's one piece. You don't have to think about what goes together. Just throw and go.
I love wearing dresses.
Yes.
I love them.
Yes. Dresses are good. Now let's talk about beauty routine. I know that you are a big fan of less is more when it comes to skincare.
Yes, that's true. I developed this over time. I think that I am a YouTuber. However, I think there is a problem with getting all of your information on YouTube because when I was a younger woman, I would watch skincare routines on YouTube and I would watch these really complicated routines where girls in the morning were all this cleansing and all the serums and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like writing this down. And then in the evening, the same thing repeated. And I learned over time for myself that in the morning, the best thing for me is to splash some water on my face and put on a sunscreen. I don't cleanse because what I was doing was stripping my skin of oils by over cleansing it and putting too much on it. So I just splash water on, I put on a sunscreen. That's it in the morning. And then in the evening, I take off my makeup and it's still evolving. I used to use makeup remover wipes, but then I saw a dermatologist say that that's not ideal. So he suggested cleansing twice, once with an oil and once with a like a cream-based cleanser. So now that's what I do.
Uh-huh.
And I use a BHA or AHA exfoliant and a cream with retinol and a vitamin C serum. So it is very basic, but I'm very happy with my skin, happier now at the age of 41 than I was ever in my 20s or 30s.
Well, from what I can see, your skin is fabulous.
Thank you. So is yours.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think what you eat that plays such a part of that. Drink, how much water you drink. It's like what you put in your body definitely affects that as well.
Yes, I agree.
For sure. And when it comes to skincare and your beauty routine, less is more when it comes to makeup.
Yes, right? I agree with that too. And it's all about what you're comfortable with, because style wise, I'm pretty conservative. Like I never try like a blue eyeshadow on myself, for example, or, those but some women look great in them. So it's not me telling people not to do that. It's just that I'm more comfortable with more colors that are more in tune with my own skin tone and things like that. So,
yes. Yeah. I'm a huge advocate of women finding their own style.
Yes.
Finding what's right for them. And I think, it's just that experimentation and trying things, especially when, years ago when we were younger, I know I used to try some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But I think as we get older, really knowing ourselves. How would you describe your style, Jennifer?
That's a good question. It's evolved over the years. I used to describe it in my 20s as laid back luxe, because I'm in California and I would love like a jersey dress and some T-strap sandals and a shawl and that type of thing. As I grow older, it does tend to be more, that's really funny. I haven't thought about a specific style term lately, but elegant and sophisticated is what I'm always going for.
Yes.
So
I could totally see that. Those would be words I would choose to describe you.
Okay, thank you.
I would say maybe a little classic with a little bit of romantic mixed in.
Yes.
Maybe a little whimsical.
Yes, definitely whimsical. And sometimes I share things on Instagram and people, they're like, no, I wore it. People all the time are just like, no, I don't like that. Or I don't. It's funny because I don't ask for opinions, but
I was going to say,
I just post a picture. They're like, what are you wearing? But, what I say to that is, persist, because I think women are afraid of that. They're afraid of, okay, well, if I wear the leopard shoes and if people don't, because I have these leopard mules that I wore with a black dress and I love the look. I love it. I wore it again this recently. And I had people on Instagram saying, those shoes don't go with the dress. I don't like this. I don't like that. And I thought,
yikes.
First of all, nobody asked you. No, I'm kidding.
Leave it to Instagram to offer instant opinions.
Well, it's funny that I say that because I know people don't ask for my unsolicited yoga pants advice either. So I get it. But at the same time, I think women are afraid to express their style because they're afraid that someone's going to look at them and think, what is she wearing? But let me just ask you this. Have you ever seen a woman out in public who was truly expressing her style where you were thinking, what is she wearing? Even if it's not your style. No, I haven't. Whenever I see somebody dressed well, I love it. Even if it's not my style, I think, oh, they look beautiful. I love that. Even if I would never wear it, I just think, and so just keep that in mind. Social media really hyper inflates things, and you get people saying rude things to you that they would never say or even think in public. Like if someone saw this outfit in public, they'd probably think that looks kind of cool. I'm used to seeing people in jeans and yoga pants every day. I love that. So
yes. Well, I think you're right. I think so many people are afraid, what's somebody going to think? And they're afraid to step out and try something different because they're worried about judgment or criticism or something. But what I think they don't do is they don't give themselves permission to try, to experiment, to play around and really get to know what's right for me.
Yes, exactly. And it's a shame because like I said, life is short. I think you hit a certain age and you realize, what have I been doing for the past 4 decades? Like now I have to really think about it. And it's very important.
For sure. It's so amazing to get on Instagram. And I mean, there are women on there of all ages, but some of these women that are, 60, 70 plus, they get on there and they're the fullest expression of their style. And it's so amazing.
Love that. To see that. I know. It's very inspiring.
Yes. Yes. So let's talk about, you have a whole chapter. Actually, I'm going to hold up your book because I love the cover and I
Thank
know
you.
it's a few years old, but it is timeless. And this cover
Thank
to
you.
me is very whimsical.
Yes, I love it.
But you have a whole section devoted to living well.
Hmm.
And that I take it was inspired by your time in Paris.
Yes.
But what would be some of the biggest things, your biggest recommendations for, say, a busy mom or a busy woman? If she wanted to live well, what would be some easy tips that
Hmm.
you would encourage her to incorporate throughout her day or in her life that would make a difference?
I think my biggest message that I have been sharing with people lately, women, is to not lose yourself,
Mm.
not lose your passion in life. And it's very hard if you're a busy mom or you're a busy working woman to lose all the things you used to love or the things that used to make you happy or passionate. And so whatever you can do to incorporate those things back into your day, especially with your life at home, it's important. So listen to the music you love. You don't have to listen to preschool music all day long. You know, your kids can listen to what you like to listen to. I always tell women, you are a whole person. You don't
Mm.
have to completely sacrifice everything you love for your family. And it's not doing anybody any favors, you know? So put on the music you like and take time to read a book and tell everybody, mommy's going to be reading for the next half an hour. Please don't disturb me. And it
Mhm.
might take a while for them to figure that out. But, you know, over time, they'll get used to that, you doing that. So take time for yourself to incorporate beauty into your day and to not lose that passion. A lot of women used to play a musical instrument like the piano or something like that. If you
Mhm.
have a piano in your home and maybe your kids take lessons and you haven't played in years, why don't you surprise everybody and sit down and play? And that adds beauty to your day. You know, so I'm just such an advocate for women not losing themselves in marriage and motherhood and in the workforce. Just
Mhm.
it's very important to keep that creative fire that we all have, I think, burning.
Yes. I think that's so important. There's a woman that I'm friendly with, and her daughter takes violin lessons, and she's
Hmm.
always wanted to learn how to play the violin. And so she got herself a violin and she's taking lessons too. I'm like, you go, girl. You
Oh,
can
I
never
love
be
that.
too old.
That makes me so
Never-
happy. Yes, I
I
love stories
know.
like that.
I know. So, as far as every day, let's talk about dining and food. How
Hmm.
would you? I feel like, especially with our busy schedules, so many people eat on the go, they eat on the run, meals, we find ourselves eating in front of the television. What are some things you think that we can do, especially over the holiday break with, hopefully more families getting together, people being home from school? What are some things we could bring into our lives to live well, to make dining more of an
Hmm.
experience or a ritual and not just something that's quick and easy?
Well, I like to make every dining experience an experience of some sort. So I
Mm.
never think that we should be casually just kind of sitting down, not thinking about it. I like to lay a nice table, like a tablecloth or placemats, and then nice dishes. Don't save your best dishes for later. Use your best dishes now. And if you're going to wash the dishes, it doesn't matter. It's like, it doesn't matter what dish it is, you know?
Mhm.
Unless it's like your extreme fine china that you have to do by hand. I get that you don't want to do that. But a lot of people have dishes that they can put in the dishwasher, and there's no difference between, the Spode Blue Italian and another white plain dish that has like cracks in it or something, that you're holding on to. It's the same thing with the clothes. It's like wear your best, use your best on a daily basis. The cloth napkins. And even if you're eating an informal meal, it still makes it so elevated and beautiful. So I would just encourage people to just make everything an experience when you're dining every time, whatever you could do to make it like that. And it's a very special, it's a magical time. It really is mealtime.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I love setting a table. And in fact, one of the things that I did during the pandemic, we couldn't travel, right? And so
Right.
I went through a phase and wanted to, like one week, I would cook French. And I remember going to the
Mm.
thrift store and I was dropping some things off and happened to pop in and found this beautiful set of French dishes, plates, cups. I mean, the
Oh,
whole thing,
lovely.
beautiful floral with gold rim. I mean, it was nothing fancy, but I thought, you know
Hmm.
what? How fun to just
Yes.
treat myself to this. And I still use it because it just makes me feel happy.
Yes, absolutely. And I always tell people that they say, I don't have a budget for nice dishes. You can find nice dishes at garage sales, at the thrift store, at estate sales for next to nothing.
Absolutely.
Especially because people don't care about it anymore. We found a China hutch in our, like a local neighborhood online thing. And it's this beautiful hutch it was like $300 or something. And there were so many of them available because nobody has China. Nobody wants to display it. Nobody cares anymore. So you can find this stuff for good prices now.
Huh. Well, that's fascinating. Well, my mom asked me recently if I wanted her china from, when she got married many, many, many years ago. And I don't recall the last time I've seen it because it's been, tucked away like a lot of people do.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I would love that. And the colors happen to go with some of the colors that I'm using now. And I told her, I said, not till after Christmas, like that'll be, a project in the new year because, I want to have dinner parties around that. You just be able to use it and really display it, enjoy it.
Yes.
But yes, I think
I receive a lot of comments from people saying, my great aunt passed away or my great grandmother, somebody, and we were going through her things. We had no idea that she had such beautiful china. We never saw it, or we had no idea she had such beautiful nightgowns. She never wore them, or she, it's like a theme. I hear it so many times, and it's, why do we have it if we're never going to use it? So that's wonderful. That's really a blessing. Your mother's going to let you have it now.
Yeah, no, I'm so grateful. But what is your take on it? I mean, I know you've gotten so many comments from people on your YouTube channels and talked with so many women, but why do you think that we want to save good for another day?
I don't know. I think about this all the time. It must be in our DNA or something from, I don't know, like the caveman time. I don't know, that or like the war. I don't know why we do this, but almost everybody does it, except for probably, there's studies done on like old money versus new money and like, wealthier people, old money who it's been in their family for generations. They feel that they deserve to use these things on a regular basis. So they do, or it's all they know.
Right.
But then the rest of us, it's like we think we don't deserve it. I don't know. I really don't. And the same thing translates with clothing. And I always talk to women about this. This is what what really sparks a fire is undergarments and sleepwear.
Yes.
Because those are the things that, not many people see, and then you just keep for whatever reason, they don't wear nice ones or they hold on to the most ratty, ill-fitting things that are just, and it might be a woman who dresses beautifully throughout the day, but then when she comes home, she's putting on an old stained concert t-shirt and like her husband's boxer shorts or something. It's just a disconnect there,
Yes.
Same thing with undergarments too. It's like, I don't know if women think I need to hold on to this until it is so threadbare that it can't be used anymore. It's like, go through your undergarments and make sure that they're still good and found, that they still fit properly and are beautiful. Why not? And the thing is that a lot of them have nice ones. They just never wear them.
Right.
Why? I don't know.
And that's something that's very prevalent among French culture is that they invest in really nice bras, beautiful panties, beautiful sleepwear.
Yes.
Tell me more about that. What was your experience with that?
Well, I didn't experience much of it other than seeing it in the shops and in the popular culture there. Because obviously I didn't talk with any woman about it necessarily, but you see that in the French films and the French stereotypes. But I think what it is, and people misconstrue that. They think, lingerie is for a man. But no, I think the way they think about it is for themselves. And that's how I think about it. I think it's not for and none of this is for anybody else. It's just for yourself. It's like, what's your style? What do you deserve? What makes you feel good every day? And if you're wearing a beautiful outfit, but your undergarments are not up to par underneath, there's something wrong there, especially if you already own nice ones and you're not wearing them for whatever strange reason.
Exactly. I talk about blind spots in your wardrobe. And I did a podcast recently on how to buy a coat. And I was talking about a client that I had years ago. She had this beautiful wardrobe, but then we got to her coat closet and it was these big, old, ugly, baggy, I shouldn't say ugly, but they just weren't flattering.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a disconnect. She had this beautiful wardrobe, well fitting, that made her feel like $1,000,000. But when it came to her coats, it just wrecked her look.
Yeah.
But I see that so many women have blind spots, whether it's their coats or their lingerie. That's another big one, or their sleepwear.
Yes, I probably have a blind spot too. And it's funny. Sometimes it takes somebody to call that out for you to even notice it. But that's really funny you say that. I'm trying to think, what would my blind spot be? I'm trying to think. I know I have them, but I have a beautiful friend. She is just absolutely gorgeous and she dresses really well. And we were just laughing. I remember we were in our 20s when this happened. So she's probably upgraded it by now, but we were all out to lunch and she pulled out her wallet. Was this like, still laughing. She would laugh if she listens to this, but it was like this torn apart not wicker, but like a rattan like wallet with a zipper, and like it was held together with a Band-Aid and
oh my God.
Not a Band-Aid, a rubber band. And we were just dying. Like, what is that?
Yes. Yes.
And she's just like, well, it's not fully dead yet. I can't buy a new wallet until this completely collapses. And I'm thinking, I'm going to get you a wallet for your birthday. This is ridiculous, But it's like, we all have that one thing where it's like, we need to up. And for me, a lot of the time it could be shoes. Because I'll wear my shoes into the ground and maybe past when I should wear them. They might look like some of my sandals. I might need to upgrade them. Sometimes I'll let them go 2 years when really they only lasted 1 year, So
Yes. Yeah, I'm with you. So every once in a while, in fact, I did have one pair of shoes and I wore it until I just said, I can't wear these anymore, but they still made them and I loved them. So I ordered a brand new pair. And I ended up selling the ones that I thought I should just throw away. I sold them on Poshmark. I'm like, all right, well, somebody else can love them now. That's fine. But I think we all do have this blind spots. I think for me, it used to be sleepwear. Not anymore. I treat myself regularly to really nice sleepwear and really nice robes.
Yes.
But I think we're all busy and, there are certain areas that just, we can't give attention to everything.
That's right. Although eventually we should, and that's why less is more. It's like if you're spending you're buying less and you're not buying that many things, it is easier to buy a quality item and be more fixated on making that a quality thing. So,
yes. So how often do you recommend that women get into their closets?
Well, on a regular basis, at least seasonally. So I recommend that for clarity's sake, that all women should take out the clothes that don't pertain to the current season. Just take them out for clarity reasons and I put mine in canvas bins that I have on the shelves. I have a really big closet. So it's funny because I could fill it, but I don't. And so, but I have these little bins that they're kind of out of sight and they're covered. And so I keep them up on the shelf with all of my spring, summer things in it currently right now. And so now I'm only looking at the things that pertain to this season. So I think that's important because that will help you. If you have to rifle through a lot of things, then you're less likely to dress in a presentable outfit because it's work. But if you have a small wardrobe and everything is perfect for the season you're in, you could probably just choose one or two things. They go together already because you thought about it, and then you can put something nice together.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yes, I used to have some clear bins that I would pack away the items that I was not wearing that season. But, some have a couple of girls. Actually, we have 3 girls and a son. And as some of our kids have gotten older and moved out, I've taken over their closet.
Oh, you have? That's
so I have a
4
second
kids
closet.
Too. I'll take it.
It makes a difference. But then I can just pull everything out of my closet that I'm not wearing. And it just really helps to have that clarity and be able to see, okay, anything in here is an option.
Yes, exactly. It's about that clarity, making it easy for yourself.
Yes. Now, do you have any tricks when it comes to maintaining your clothes, like keeping your clothes looking good?
I never wash. I learned this a long time ago. I never wash my clothes with anybody else's clothes in the family, even if it's a small load, because whenever I do that, I ruin my clothes. Like the other, 1 year I thought I was washing a small load of clothes, and then I kind of like tossed some of my husband's stuff in there, and he had these cargo shorts that had Velcro on them.
Uh-huh. Oh.
And then like, I don't remember what the garment was, but it was stuck to the Velcro. And then I was like, no, why did I do that? So, or there might be a crayon in something, or I just never wash my clothes with anybody else's. I always just wash my own on delicate, cold, and then hang dry but because I have a smaller wardrobe, I do have a heavier wear on my clothes, so they might not last as long. It just depends, really. Sometimes I'll have things last for seasons. Sometimes it will only last for one season. So, but if I am wearing the same thing over and over again, so it is really an experiment. And then you find the brands that you love that make really high quality clothing that last a long time, and then you kind of stick with those brands,
Yes. Jennifer, do you have a brand of t-shirt that you love that you could recommend?
That's a good question. I have always found Michael Starr's t-shirts to be good. They're pricey though. I haven't worn those in a long time, but I used to live next to the boutique in Santa Monica. So those were always high quality, but pricey. Merci, they do the sweaters that I like, the wraps. They have t-shirts like a Breton stripe. That's really nice. And then for less pricey items, I mean, Land's End might be a good resource, or Talbot's. Bowden would be a good one too.
Okay. Yes, we have a couple of brands that we carry at Style Finder at our boutique, but it's, it's always evolving. We're always trying to find like the perfect t-shirt.
I know it's hard. And I always said, I went through a phase where I said, I am never buying a $60 t-shirt ever again. Or $100, because they're like $60 to $100 for a t-shirt, but yeah, but sometimes, I mean, it just depends on what it is. If it's a t-shirt, like a classic Breton stripe that's going to last you a long time. Okay. It's like, it just depends on what your budget is for the year.
Yes. But if it's a white t-shirt, I'm like, you're just going to have to replace it next year.
Oh, I know. No, never. I wouldn't spend that ever on a white t-shirt. No. Nope, not doing that anymore.
Coffee or tea.
Yes, I used to do that. I'm not doing that anymore.
No, I know. I've seen some incredible t-shirts that are, $150. I'm like, I just can't.
No, I can't.
I just can't do that.
I don't wear t-shirts that much anymore either, I find. So I've gone I'm a bit of a rebel. I like to wear really dressy clothes on a regular basis. So I rarely wear, I'll wear a Breton stripe. I like striped t-shirts. I like that look. But I don't even have a white t-shirt right now. I probably should get one. But
yeah. One of my favorite pieces, I've got one on today. We've got these reversible nylon tanks.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Nylon and Lycra.
And how is it reversible? Is it a different color on the other side?
No, it's V-neck on one side and scoop neck on the other.
Oh, I see. So in the back reversible, that's awesome. I love that.
So they fit really well. They're just good layering pieces. So I've found that for me, for my style, in fact, it was somebody asked me the other day about my favorite t-shirt. I'm like, or how many white t-shirts I had. I was like, I don't even have one white t-shirt because I don't wear t-shirts.
I don't either.
I do wear my layering tanks. So that would be, you were talking earlier about the top 10 or about your 10 item wardrobe. And I am so not a fan of the top 10 items all women must have. And I love what you said about that. That
right. We're all different.
Yeah, it's going to be different for your style, for your body type, for your age, for your lifestyle, for where you live. So I think, like for me, wearing the tanks instead of the t-shirts, and you're not a t-shirt kind of girl. So
right.
Finding those pieces that are right for you.
Yes. I think it's good to probably have one. I mean, I wear t-shirts when I go on long walks, but they're like exercise t-shirts, so exercise clothes. When I am exercising, I do it.
Yes. Well, Jennifer, is there anything, would you like to share with how everyone can connect with you, where we can hear more from you?
Yes, you can find me on YouTube at the Daily Connoisseur. That's the name of my YouTube channel. And I also have a blog of the same name. Or jenniferlscott.com, and it shares all my books and all of that. So you can find me there.
Yes. Well, I will be sure to put all these links in the show notes.
Thank you.
Yes, go follow you. Are you on Instagram?
I am at Daily Connoisseur.
Awesome. So follow her on Instagram, go read her blog. She's a wealth of information. I love all your videos. You do some you do fashion shows and all sorts of little just fun things.
Thank you.
So, is there anything else you'd like to share with us today, Jennifer?
I just want women to express themselves beautifully, truly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my message.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Style by Mary Michelle, where women come to get dressed in 7 minutes or less. If you enjoyed this podcast, I invite you to leave me a 5-star review on iTunes or wherever you're listening. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Style by Mary Michelle and shop our boutique at shopstylefinder.com for the best in upscale casual apparel. Better yet, if you're in the Raleigh area, come see us. We're located in the North Hills Shopping Center, the premier shopping district in Midtown Raleigh. For details and links mentioned in this episode, be sure to see the show notes. Have a beautiful week.